much. Hi, how are you, Marlies?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Look at me.
Wonderful.
In the water.
I've seen you actually on Facebook that you have still been outdoors at this difficult time. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing? Because you are the outdoor lady. I know you have hiked Beautiful Barika, boat Beautiful Barika. You're a writer. Can you tell us just a little bit about what you do and then what you're doing right now during the lockdown stay-at-home time?
Yeah, stay at home is what we are being told. And the last winter walk was cancelled because you cannot really walk with a group at this time. And so first I just kept walking by myself, but I really found that paddling is a great alternative because of the size of the boat. You're always 6 feet apart. And if you limit the group to 10, it's a good thing to do. And you can't possibly do more for your immune system than to be outside and get the UV to neutralize the virus and the fresh air and
exercise.
And it's exercise. It's So on the river, you're really in the remotest parts of your local community.
So if people want to go with you on a paddle, what do they do?
I had a contract with the Concord River Watershed Association that was set up last year. And the first paddle from that contract was April 11. And I thought, well, if I just limit it to 10, we can still do this. And sure enough, I mean, I'd scouted it out beforehand to make sure what the conditions were and the level of the water, because the Shawsheen is a pretty fast flowing river.
Yes.
It actually happened to be a little bit too high to have enough clearance under the Route 3A bridge we were going to put in at Akeson Field. And I had to make arrangements with the gas station on the other side of the bridge so we could put in there. And
wonderful.
It worked wonderfully. I'll show you a picture.
And if I wanted to go on one of these, when is the next one, Marlies?
The next one is May 23rd. It is for Concord River Watershed Association members, but it's very easy to become a member. So if you go to their website, concordriver.net, you've worked with them before.
Yes, I have. Wonderful Sharon and all those folks. Yeah.
So if you're a member, and they even have some extra boats.
Wow.
It can be arranged for others to for anyone who's a member or wants to quickly become a member.
That's wonderful.
Actually, in Billerica, we're really good because we don't have really popular walking sites. They definitely have the potential to become popular, but we don't want them to be populated now because we have to socially distance. So while I really explored at the beginning of the COVID crisis, I went out to Middlesex Fells, which is a wonderful open space very close to Boston, and initiated by Frederick Law Olmsted, because he knew people need to be outdoors. It is very important. And so I explored that area, but now you can't even go there because they closed up all the parking lots. So I'm glad I tried many of those trails. But here in Billerica, we still have all trails open. And I can't say, I'm glad when I see some cars parked by Manning Park, but you have Vietnam Veterans Park, the Jones Forest. You can still walk in all the areas where I take the winter walkers.
Oh, how beautiful.
But winter is definitely my favorite for walking. And it's still fine, you know. In the winter, I like it when it freezes and there's no mud. Now, of course, the mud is back.
Yeah.
So in some areas, you're very close to, when you're close to the water, it gets very muddy.
Yeah. You also are a writer, and I know you're a big advocate, Marlies, for the outdoors. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Have you had time now during this period to work on your writing projects and your other projects?
Yeah. I have a number of writing projects, and they're not all related to the outdoors, unless you consider my little shout outs on Facebook. That's part of writing too. So yeah, my Facebook pages are part of my writing, but that's really like squirt out a quick, catchy thing. And but there are larger projects. I'm just always too busy.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not bored.
I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the kayaking. Can you tell us a bit more about that? What you're working on, or your own? Weren't you going to start your own concern in regard that?
Yeah, I have my own independent business.
Yeah.
So
what would that be?
So as an independent contractor, I had to get the insurance, and then I offer my products, for example, to Billerica Recreation or to Burlington Recreation. And right now, that also fell off the map. But I also had a contract with the Concord River Watershed Association, and that's still ongoing.
Oh, that's lovely. That's so nice. I think it's fantastic. So is there anything else you'd like to share with people? Have you got a message for people today?
I think try to really be outside, and if you want something to do, pick up a little trash, use gloves or a trash picker, and it gives you a great sense of accomplishment when you get a stretch of the road clean. And if you see somebody drive by and chuck a Dunkin' Donut cup out of the window, say a little prayer for them. Don't get upset by it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's I just when I see a lot of trash and I'm walking with a group, I make a little joke that now look, this is a stretch of road that is really strange. It's ideal because people are busy. They only have time to go to a drive-through to pick up their food.
Yes.
And then what you do with all the trash in your car? Well, you wait for a long stretch of road. You don't text for a minute, and you push the button to lower the window and pull it out. And then the car is clean, you know? Perfect.
Oh, that's amazing.
And comes and picks it up. No, just it happens. And at some point, people are going to do it less, because the more people pick up along the street, these people are not going to throw out of their window anymore. So it's just a mindset.
I want to ask you, what do you think it is? Why are people throwing the trash out the window nowadays?
I think it is part of not knowing. People have to, if they knew what was beyond their stretch of road, if they knew it, if they got acquainted with it, then they would care for it. Jacques Cousteau, I've talked to you about him before.
Yes.
And he says people protect what they love. Well, if you don't know it is there, how can you love it? So I've been the one to bring people out there so they can love it, and once they love it, they will protect it. So that's the whole idea. It's not something I made up. I'm trying to put into words what is already known. That's why you have all these interpretive guides. They are interpreters. I'm speaking multiple languages. So an interpreter in that field means that you translate something from German to English or whatever. But a nature interpreter knows about nature and interprets it for an audience that doesn't know nature, and then slowly they get to know nature and get to love nature, and then they will protect it.
Care.
So it's not just an agency that sets rules and enforces the rules. If we all become lovers of nature, the agencies are not that busy anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you really do love nature, and I've been out with you, and it's infectious.
It's not just that I love nature and want people to protect it for me. It is very important for everybody on this planet.
Oh, yes. If we want to breathe, we need to have nature.
Breathe, clean air, clean water, because that's our, behind my back is the Concord River.
Yes.
And that's upstream from this. I'm sitting right in front of the Middlesex Turnpike bridge abutment. And
which you wouldn't say in a million years.
No, it's right here in Billerica. Yeah, Middlesex Turnpike. The stone. Oh my God! Let me just sink in the water here.
Yes, yes.
That's a bridge that was there in 1800, in 18.
Gosh.
Very early 1800, and that was one of the early bridges, Middlesex Turnpike. You could get from Cambridge to Tingsboro.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's I love what you do, and I love going out with you, and it's all incumbent on us to protect the wild for ourselves if we're going to have a good life, and the rest of humanity. I want to thank you so much, Marlies, for your time. You must have stay safe, and thank you very much. And thanks. Please just keep on doing what you're doing, so we can be fortunate enough to visit these beautiful things.
Yep. Take care, stay safe, and get outside.
Thank you so much.